electricity, supposedly. And money, money, money. Never mind the future. Now. And it's a good thing, but not... they're too immature to use it correctly. Okay, I'm not sure if I've answered that. I hope so, but...
thank you, Red Elk. And there is questions on the sun, which can also be a source of the fire of the Hopis, ending of the Fourth World. But I'll pass it over to M. Sanchez, who has a question for you.
Hi.
Hello, Red Elk.
Hello.
In the visions you've had, you also spoke of a great quake hitting the northern west coast and devastating the area and causing a tsunami that all the way to Idaho.
Just off Seattle. And I'm on the eastern side of a good-sized mountain range. We're at about, between 22 and 2,700 feet, where I'm speaking to you from. And when this quake comes, Seattle will split. It's undercut deeply, way down below Seattle. And it will, that cut will break off towards the heavy end. And literally all that section will slide into Puget Sound. Slide into it, scoop into it. And this enormous tsunami comes. What I have seen, and others have seen, not many, but others, is that this mountain range, we're on the mountain called Mount St. Helens, forgive me, Snoqualmie Pass, pretty good sized pass, and the water is so high it goes through the pass, and where I live at this moment, it goes over the top of my 9.10 acres, or, I think that's it, or it's almost 10 full acres. 40 foot over the top of the highest part on my property, where I have my home. And then it settles down, and then you got little bits and pieces of islands. And when it all settles down, this particular place, which I doubt will be standing after 40 foot of water rushes over it, will be only approximately a quarter of an acre of dry land. And not that darn dry either, because waves can still lap up. But, that's just part of what I was showing. An enormous shaking of the earth on our coast, the west coast, up into Alaska, throughout Canada, on the coast. And, you can kiss, let's put it this way. How long can you tread water?
Tread water?
Yeah. How long can you float and swim? If you're on the coast, you better be good at it.
Yeah, I know. I might maybe last 30 minutes, depending.
Fear makes you last a lot longer than that, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a good sight. It's nothing I ever expected to see. And frankly, I'm here talking with you, and I'm seeing what took place per question. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. It's so ridiculous. And every single one of us, you questioners on your end, me, the people in my living room with me, people in jail, all over, have brought it on themselves, and they can change it. But will they do it? It doesn't look likely.
How high would that wave be, you said? That would hit?
I don't know. It goes over Snoqualmie Pass. Do you know how high Snoqualmie is, Adam? It's got to be 29,000. or 2,900 or whatever. It's a tall one. And it literally, dig this, understand this. As it breaks up, it's flooding the Great Columbia River, all the tiny little creeks that feed the Columbia into the Columbia, all of it breaking the dams as it goes up because the water is backing up and spreading out. Oh my gosh. And not just through Washington, Oregon, etc., but up into Canada, breaking dams there. And there's going to be a flood, like nothing that you could ever imagine in a vast scale. And it's more than local. It goes inland quite a bit because the waters have stopped, the rivers have stopped from rushing to the ocean because the ocean is rushing to us.
Thank you for that. I have another question to follow up.
Oh.
Do you see anything for New Madrid and for California or anywhere else in the U.S.? If so, could you give us more information on what you saw for those areas and before America was covered by 50% water? I know you covered a little bit, but do you have any more?
Well, I didn't see Mexico, and I saw a little of Canada. All the things that I was showing concern mostly the United. But you can imagine, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see an earthquake like this all along our west coast into California, down towards Mexico. And it seemed to stop more or less before it hit the Mexican border. But all that water rushing in is going to rush out. All that water that rushes out is going to raise the seas. All those seas are connected to whole countries. And you see what happened with the Japanese tsunami. It struck California and stuff. Well, and that was tiny compared to what I saw coming our way. And it's going to go out and reach around the earth. It's going to affect, to some degree, every civilized and uncivilized land on this planet. It's not a happy thought, my brother. But that's the way it's going to be if we don't change our ways. Oh. By the way, folks, I'll say hey, or hi, rather, or aho. That means hi is Cree, aho is more or less Plains Indian, and it means so be it. Amen. That's what it means in biblical and in English wording. So when I put a question mark on it, hi, aho, means do you understand? And I'm saying without the question mark, understand without a question mark. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks, Michael, and thank you, Red Elk. We have another question from Kay Sauber.
Good evening, Red Elk. I believe you mentioned you saw Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens erupting and in the case of the Northwest Coast, seeing ash covering houses up to their gutters. Do you see anything for Yellowstone or other volcanoes in America?
Oddly enough, no. I have seen others, but all east of our mountain range in Washington State. I was showing no others. I expect everyone and some surprising, real surprises to scientists to find out that just down the road there was a volcano under their feet or an earthquake fault they had no idea about. But yeah, I saw St. Helens go again. And by the way, I lived at the edge of St. Helens when it went. And anyway, I see it coming again, this time blowing out towards Cougar, little town Cougar, instantly evaporated. It comes out through the what they call the Ape Caves. And that's where it first blows, that side, that area, towards Portland. I didn't see it go to Portland. And then it just went all to pieces. And all that ash again was lifted up, went down towards Tacoma, Seattle, turned right towards the eastern Washington and the rest of the United States, like it did the last time. And this will, if what I'm seeing is correct, this will happen on another beautiful spring morning, or spring-like morning. I don't know, no later than, I'm stretching it, at 10:30 in the morning. And, and I do not know if this is before, after, or during. Again, I do not know. But there will be a 7.2 earthquake rolling up our coast towards Canada from Portland, this side of Portland. I don't know about Portland, but this side of Portland. An earthquake that rolls up there that the scientists will tell it's 7.3 earthquake, hits the west coast, northwest. And the creator said, I emphasize said, like you and I are talking, they will say it's 7.3, but it is 7.2. He wanted to rectify that. And I suppose after a while they'll downgrade it by one. Not that it matters. But nevertheless, that too appears at the same time frame, leaving me to wonder, not believe, but wonder if the two volcanic eruptions, St. Helens particularly, and the earthquake are almost like Siamese twins at the same time. I don't know. I don't know if one will happen before the other, or the other, both will happen at the same time. But I did see, where I was living at the time, a giant wave of land. A wave of land without a crust. It just lifted up and rolled towards Seattle. And boy, it was doing a good number. And it was a beautiful morning. Spring or spring-like. Somewhere no later than 10:30. I'll even stretch this to 11. But somewhere between 6 in the morning and at that time, for both the mountain and for this earthquake. And this is not the earthquake that snapped Seattle and scooped Seattle into the ocean. This is pre that. Not pretty at all. And I tell you, I watched telephone poles lift up and bend to one side and the other. Homes just lifting up. Pardon the we got 7 chihuahuas there. Not my favorite choice. Smart and fun, but noisy. Anyway, it was nothing that, I tell you, ride the bull, boy, this is something else. And as for up to the gutters and ash, I was showing the house we were living at. Forget the gutters, dude. You had about 4.5 feet of peak of the roof showing above the ash flow that settled down. And, a real good time. Okay, does that help? I mean, I don't know. I kind of lose track. I'm sorry.
That was very complete. Thank you very much. Minor follow-up. Do you have a time frame on this?
Oddly enough.